Chapter 41. Joseph interprets Pharaoh's dream. After 2 years, Pharaoh had a dream. He was standing by the Nile. 2 And behold, 7 fat and beautiful cows came up out of the Nile and fed in the meadow. 3 Then behold, 7 other cows came up after them out of the Nile, ugly and gaunt, and stood by the other cows on the bank of the Nile. For the ugly and gaunt cows ate up the 7 fat and beautiful cows. Then Pharaoh woke up. 5 He fell asleep and dreamed a second time. Behold, 7 ears of grain came up on one stalk, plump and good. 6 Then behold, 7 ears, thin and scorched by the east wind, sprang up after them. 7 The thin ears swallowed up the 7 plump and full ears. Then Pharaoh woke up, and it was a dream. 8 In the morning his spirit was troubled, so he sent and called for all the magicians of Egypt and all its wise men. Pharaoh told them his dreams, but there was no one who could interpret them to Pharaoh. 9 Then the chief cupbearer spoke to Pharaoh, saying, I remember my faults today. 10 Pharaoh was angry with his servants and put me in confinement in the house of the captain of the bodyguard, both me and the chief baker. 11 We had a dream on the same night, he and I, each of us dreamed according to the interpretation of his own dream. 12 Now a Hebrew youth was with us there, a servant of the captain of the bodyguard, and we told him the dreams, and he interpreted our dreams for us. To each man he interpreted according to his own dream. 13 And it came about that just as he interpreted for us, so it happened, he restored me in my office, but he hanged him. 14 Then Pharaoh sent and called for Joseph, and they hurriedly brought him out of the dungeon, and when he had shaved himself and changed his clothes, he came to Pharaoh. 15 Pharaoh said to Joseph, I have had a dream, but no one can interpret it, and I have heard it said about you that when you hear a dream you can interpret it. 16 Joseph then answered Pharaoh, saying, It is not in me, God will give Pharaoh a favorable answer. 17 So Pharaoh spoke to Joseph, In my dream, behold, I was standing on the bank of the Nile. 18 And behold, 7 cows, fat and sleek, came up out of the Nile and grazed in the marsh grass. 19 Lo, 7 other cows came up after them, poor and very ugly and gaunt, such as I had never seen for ugliness in all the land of Egypt. 20 And the lean and ugly cows ate up the first 7 fat cows. 21 Yet when they had devoured them, it could not be detected that they had devoured them, for they were just as ugly as before. Then I awoke. 22 I saw also in my dream, and behold, 7 ears, full and good, came up on one stalk. 23 And lo, 7 ears, withered, thin, and scorched by the east wind, sprouted up after them. 24 The thin ears swallowed the 7 good ears. I told it to the magicians, but there was no one who could explain it to me. 25 Now Joseph said to Pharaoh, Pharaoh's dreams are one and the same, God has told Pharaoh what he is about to do. 26 The 7 good cows are 7 years, and the 7 good ears are 7 years, the dreams are one and the same. 27 The 7 lean and ugly cows that came up after them are 7 years, and the 7 thin ears scorched by the east wind will be 7 years of famine. 28 It is as I have spoken to Pharaoh, God has shown to Pharaoh what he is about to do. 29 Behold, 7 years of great abundance are coming in all the land of Egypt. 30 And after them 7 years of famine will come, and all the abundance will be forgotten in the land of Egypt, and the famine will ravage the land. 31 So the abundance will be unknown in the land because of that subsequent famine, for it will be very severe. 32 Now as for the repeating of the dream to Pharaoh twice, it means that the matter is determined by God, and God will quickly bring it about. 33 Now let Pharaoh look for a man discerning and wise, and set him over the land of Egypt. 34 Let Pharaoh take action to appoint overseers in charge of the land, and let them take 1/5 of the produce of the land of Egypt during the 7 years of abundance. 35 Then let them gather all the food of these good years that are coming and store up the grain under Pharaoh's authority for food in the cities, and let them guard it. 36 Let the food become as a reserve for the land against the 7 years of famine which will occur in the land of Egypt, so that the land will not perish during the famine. 37 Now the proposal seemed good to Pharaoh and to all his servants. 38 Then Pharaoh said to his servants, Can we find a man like this, in whom is a divine spirit? 39 So Pharaoh said to Joseph, Since God has informed you of all this, there is no one so discerning and wise as you are. 40 You shall be over my house, and according to your command all my people shall do homage, only in the throne I will be greater than you. 41 And Pharaoh said to Joseph, See, I have set you over all the land of Egypt. 42 Then Pharaoh took off his signet ring from his hand and put it on Joseph's hand, and he clothed him in garments of fine linen and put the gold necklace around his neck. 43 He had him ride in his second chariot, and they proclaimed before him, Bow the knee. And he set him over all the land of Egypt. 44 Moreover, Pharaoh said to Joseph, Though I am Pharaoh, yet without your permission no one shall raise his hand or foot in all the land of Egypt. 45 Then Pharaoh named Joseph Zaphanath-Paneah, and he gave him Asenath, the daughter of Potipharah, priest of On, as his wife. And Joseph went forth over the land of Egypt.